All right, and here is our Excel sheet. And this is the Excel sheet that tells us what we're going to be adding for each round. So let me zoom in here a little bit for you. So we'll start off in round one, and this is all the information that's input in here for us. The only things that we are going to ever be adding data to is under the yellowish columns that say bunnies caught. So in this particular example, it would be column B. So up at the top, it tells us how many bunnies to add. Those are our prey items. And then how many wolves that we're starting off with. It's important to know that there can only be a maximum ever of 75 bunnies in the meadow. So that's why it's important to count out those 75 prey items that we had. So for instance, this one tells us in cell B2 that we're going to add 3 bunnies, and then we'll start off with 1 wolf. Let's say that we do this. I'm going to demonstrate what this might look like. Say that we add, I'm not doing it too random here, 3 bunnies, and we add our wolf, and our wolf does not prey on anything successfully. And what we would do over here, under the column that says bunnies caught, we would type in a 0. After we type in that 0, what it automatically does is it updates information for round 2 for us. So in round 2, what we're going to do is we're going to add 3 more bunnies. There will now be a total of 6 in there, and we're still going to start off with a single wolf. So, come back over here. This is the end of round 1. We're going to remove that wolf. We will add 3 more bunnies. 1, 2, 3. Now let's add another wolf. That's what it tells us to add. There we go. That wolf is not preying on anything, so we're going to go back to our spreadsheet and add a 0. So we are now under round 2. This is wolf 1 of round 2. We're going to add in a 0 there. And as we do that, we look over to round 3. It's going to tell us that we need to add 6 bunnies. This will give us a total of 12 bunnies in the meadow. We'll come back over here. So move our predator, and we will add 6 more bunnies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you're doing this, you want to try to do it as random as you can. Add our predator. That one slipped off, so we're going to redo that one. That one is fully on, and it got 0 prey items. So we'll come over here. Add it. 0 bunnies caught. Let's look to round 4. Now we need to add 12 more bunnies to this for a total of 24. Let's come over here and add 12 more. 1, 2, didn't count. 3, 4, 5, didn't count. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, didn't count. 11, 12. All right, and we're still with just a single wolf on here. We'll add our wolf. All right, we finally got some predation. So all the ones that this is touching get eaten. So all of these ones right here are eaten. So it's these 3 right here that got eaten. So we're going to remove these 3 bunnies. They are out of the scenario. And we'll head over to here. So bunnies caught. And we're going to add a 3 to this. Because of this, so I want you to pay attention. Let me do something here real quickly. So take a look right now between round 4 and 5. We just did round 4, and I'm going to add a 3 right here. Right now it's telling us that we're starting with one wolf in round 5 because you always start with one wolf at a minimum. However, if that wolf in the previous round captures at least 3 bunnies, that wolf gets to reproduce. And you'll see that change reflected in round 5. So we'll put our 3 right here, and you'll see that now we have 2 wolves that are going to be starting round 5. So I'm going to pause this and add my 21 new bunnies because that's what it's telling me to add to round 5. It's accounting for the fact that there were 3 missing because they got eaten in the previous round. So that's already being tallied for us. So I'm going to add our 21 new bunnies to get us to a total of 42. And I'll be back with a video in a second. All right, I added my 21 new bunnies. There are a total of 42 bunnies at the start of round 5 here. And now we get 2 wolves to prey upon these. So we'll drop 1. This wolf got 2 prey items. So we're going to remove that wolf and the 2 prey items. And we're going to enter a 2 for wolf number 1. And let's see, now we're going to add information for wolf number 2 because we have the second predator in this one. So let's see who all this one ate. Got these ones here and this top one right there. So let's remove all of these. We'll count. That's 4 prey items that wolf number 2 ate. So we'll take this over to here and we will input 4 for wolf number 2. And we'll continue on to round 6. And now it's telling us that we had 36 bunnies and we are starting with 2 wolves in this one. So those 2 wolves, we will prey upon the bunnies, remove the bunnies that each wolf touches. So remove the bunnies after wolf 1 and then remove it after wolf 2. And continue editing and adding this spreadsheet as such. Once you continue doing this for the 20 rounds, 20 rounds, it'll take you to the start of round 21. Do that. Who knows how many wolves you're going to have, so this will be kind of dependent on luck. Sometimes you might have scenarios in which you are going down multiple rows because you have many wolves, because those wolves were pretty successful at capturing prey items. Sometimes you'll only have scenarios where there's a single wolf. What you're going to do though is when this is all done, I'm going to orient you down to where you're going to look at the data. This is going to be down at the results plot. I'm going to finish the simulation out and show you what my data look like when we are done. So here are some other highlights from some of the other rounds that I did. So we could see here in round 9 that in this particular round there were 75 bunnies that started. And there were 12 wolves in this data set, which is why hopefully you can see that I have captures for all 12 of those wolves in there. Because of this information, the next round, those wolves were really good at capturing. So there was a lot of reproduction. So at the start of round 10, I only added 7 bunnies to take me to a total of 14. And with those 14 bunnies, there were 28 wolves that I preyed upon. And as you might guess, because there was only 14 bunnies in here, there were lots of zeros because those wolves were not successful at preying upon those. So I'll take a look at my figure. I didn't do all the way through, but I did most of these 20 rounds. And here are the data that we're starting to see from this particular figure. And what we're generating here is the cyclical pattern of predator-prey relationships. So in this particular figure, the population size is on the y-axis. The time interval is on the x-axis. And there are 2 lines here. The red line is our prey line, and the blue line is our predator line. You can see that there's a relationship here as predators increase, the prey decreases, and when the prey gets below a certain level, the wolves no longer have enough food for them to eat, and you start to see that their population cycles and goes back down as well. So that's the data that you are going to be collecting. I'll have some instructions for you to take a look at as you're going through this. But that's the lab for today. Every one of you will generate this your own predator-prey curve, and we'll take a look at them and chat about them at some point later. Thanks.